We are 45 seconds from ignition. Radio. 30 seconds. Stand by. Yep. Radio. 15 seconds. Stand by. Lights, sound, and cameras. Radio. 5 seconds to live queue open and talent in 2.
Adjust your mojo.
You are about to participate in a great adventure.
Now.
At age, 60? He's just gonna break bad?
Radio with an attitude.
This system that we love is broken.
I know that.
Do not comply.
Hey, mother.
Welcome to another 2 hours of common sense.
That liberty and justice for all is a myth.
And erratic behavior.
You want to, but you can't. And when you do, you wish you didn't.
This is your Daily Mojo.
Dateline Henderson, Kentucky. The man, Alan Osborne. The act, in flagrante delicto. We haven't heard that one in a while. This man was seen on the side of the road. He was covered in hair, obviously, and he was allegedly engaged in sexual activity with a dead deer. The Central City Police Department said that a man was driving through an area in Muhlenberg County when he noticed a man allegedly engaged in sexual intercourse with a deer on the side of the road. I don't know which is more disturbing, the fact that it was a deer or the fact that it was a dead deer. I mean, the guy looks fairly normal. You wouldn't.
Does he?
If you walked into, I see what the problem is, too. You see what the problem is, don't you?
What?
I mean,
he has no hair?
Right there. Nope.
Oh, he's only 5'4".
Really? Yep. That's the problem. That's what happens when you've got Shorty syndrome. Napoleon syndrome is you are out there in the world and you're trying to figure out how you can make your mark. And Alan Osborne obviously felt he could make his mark by having sex with a dead deer.
Dude's got a lot of testosterone,
Kentucky.
apparently. I mean, it was driving him. But he was driving the deer.
I can't figure, are his eyes open or are they closed, or is that just a demon peering out from inside?
It looks like he's looking down.
Witness, what, you think he's ashamed?
Probably.
The witness called 911. Law enforcement arrived on the scene. They reportedly found Osborne covered in deer fur and blood. Just another Wednesday afternoon in Henderson, Kentucky. So just think of Alan Osborne the next time you're having a really bad day. At least you are not in his shoes, nor are you in the shoes of the apparently incompetent folk running the four-letter agency known as NASA. They had to pull back the Artemis 2 moon rocket. They drove it back to the garage because
it's leaking.
It's just not.
It's leaking.
Not doing what they had hoped it would do, which is work. It's 4 miles from the launch pad back to the garage, because that's where all the tools are. And you know how long it took them to drive?
4 hours.
Guess again.
Oh, I don't know. I thought it was only 1 mile an hour, so that's why I said that.
4 mile trek took 10 and a half hours.
That means they're going really slow.
That means they are super-duper slow. The rocket, these SLS rollback from the Launch Complex 39B. Wait a minute, isn't that the same studio they use for the Today Show?
I see what you did there. Yeah.
The Vehicle Assembly Building, that would be the VAB at NASA's Kennedy Space Center. That would be the KSC. Boy, Space.com has a real penchant for acronyms. It's now safely tucked back inside the VAB, High Bay 3, where engineers will begin to try to fix the problem on the upper stage. And they say that the reason they had to put it back in the garage, not just because of the tools, was because out on the pad, you couldn't get to the problem, where the problem was. Is that the reason, or they just didn't want people to see what they were doing?
Potentially, but gosh, dog, the amount of money it takes to roll that thing back to fix it.
Not that they would have anything to hide. Let's see, Reed, can you name any of the astronauts?
No.
Let's see, Reed Wiseman.
Okay.
Victor Glover. Christina Koch. Oh, and Jeremy Hansen. Kind of weird. They will be on a 10-day journey around the moon and back to Earth. NASA had they've been hoping that they'd be able to do this.
They had
next
already
week
put them in quarantine.
On the 6th.
Yeah.
Yep. Why do they have to be in quarantine?
They were in quarantine. I don't know, but it's like 2 or 3 weeks, if not more, that they have to be.
Who are they afraid they're going to spread a disease to on the moon?
Oh no, it's who they're afraid going to spread a disease to them. They don't. What was it in Apollo 13? They thought he had the chicken pox or something like that, Ken Mattingly. So he didn't end up getting to go. You don't remember that?
I kind of do.
Yeah.
But
he never got him.
Right. Boy, would that piss you off?
Or dude.
You've trained, you've waited your whole life to go into space, and they think that would be a good weapon, too, for somebody mean. They could take away all your hopes and dreams by sneezing on you. That would kind of suck. So anyway, NASA continues on the incredible path that NASA is on. They get no respect. Do they deserve more respect than we're giving them?
I started to say if they did things correctly, maybe. It just seems like
we call that in the business. We call that damnation with faint praise.
Well, okay, yeah, whatever that is. But look, they seem they can't get out of their own way. NASA.
We would like to call that. There's a word for that. It's called incompetent. How did they? We see it everywhere. I mean, we see people in positions every day that are completely incompetent, inept at what they do. It's the Peter principle. People will rise to the height of their incompetence. I mean, look around me. It happens. It happens in government. It happens in private industry. It happens in space. It happens. That's weird. I just happened to look over and notice her. This is
the height of incompetency.
I am not suggesting that Ilhan Omar is incompetent. However, it is interesting the words she chose to, well, you decide who she's describing.
Ilhan Omar must be talking about her own party here, because who is she talking about? Watch.
These people are just idiots. I really, I'm at the point where it's become really hard to have an intellectual debate with any of these people, because
doesn't it make you want to go up and just pull that little her bandana off her head? I don't know why that seems like it would be so satisfying to me, but it would be. Is that mean? Is that wrong? I mean, it'd be more of a pranky thing than anything else, right? I mean, she can sit there and yell at the top of her lungs in the hallowed halls of our government institutions, "You killed Americans," yelling that at the president of the United States. So would it be wrong to go up and rip that?
You're a murderer is what she said.
Yeah, well, there's that too. So would it be, I mean, doesn't that make you want to go and just see what's under?
Pluck it off.
Underneath there?
Have we ever seen her without that?
Nope.
Huh.
I bet Grok could come up with a good likeness.
Facsimile.
It's the level of stupidity that they are displaying every single day.
Seriously, who's she talking about?
It's frankly embarrassing, not just.
With every word that comes out of her mouth, it's the same mouth that she used to kiss her brother with, right? Little tongue. I mean, if you're going to get married to your brother, you got to give him a little tongue, don't you? That's disgusting. How can you even bring that up? By the way, that was Ron who said that.
That was not wrong.
In Congress, but as
I know it wasn't wrong, but it was wrong.
As Americans, and the fact that these people are allowed to say just the most ridiculous things.
It is. The irony here is, I don't even know. it's almost, she handed this to all of us on a platter. Here, have this. Does she believe that? Does she? I mean, she realizes, of course, that it's all about sound bites and photo opportunities. It's all about the little bitty, tiny little bits and pieces that you and I get every day from the mainstream and from everywhere, really. I mean, it's all about the little snippets of things. 843-LXQ. I don't know why I remember that damn snippet. Those of you listening to the program yesterday. I looked down, sidebar, to troll alert. What I don't want to do is I don't want to ditch people in the Rumble chat room if they have a dissenting viewpoint. If they start calling people names, we give them a warning. Hey, stop calling people names. Don't be a douche canoe. Because if you do that, then you're gone.
Well, Trash Can Scout posted, I think the Somalians deserve reparations. Trash Can Scout's been in there. So,
but what do you mean?
Trash Can
He's
Scout.
kidding.
Yeah, he is kidding. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
no. I'm saying,
El Nando went, troll alert.
Right.
Yeah.
But I just, from yesterday, there was somebody in there and I don't know, I didn't see everything they said, but I just want to make sure we're not kicking people out because they vehemently disagree. But if you start engaging in calling people names.
Well, they did the FU. So we
do the FU all the time.
Yeah. One of the moderators bumped him. That wasn't me.
All right. Just so, well, Ron, but you know the rule. I mean, I don't want to have to remind you of it, but anyway, so that's that. I just wanted to, when I saw that, I just wanted to bring that up because I do think it's important. And remember, we love to play with cat toys, and they make fabulous cat toys in the chat room. So just keep that in mind, all you moderators, because it's anyway. CMOM99, her hair is rubbed off all along the front of her head. She looks disgusting. I saw a picture of her a couple of years ago. Did you really? Because I didn't think she'd ever been photographed without the do-rag. Is that a do-rag? It is now.
Could be, yeah.
That is disrespectful. You know what? Why do we lower ourselves to her level of disgustingness? It's just not right. But it's kind of fun.
Tells you that the dumbing of the United States has arrived because.
Seriously,
why did she sound like
this, right?
She sounded like Christopher Walken there for a second.
Oh, did she? I didn't.
Rewind that and just listen to her.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2.
The most ridiculous things tells you that the dumbing of the United States has arrived because
she did.
Has arrived.
She did. Arrived. Maybe it's Christopher Walken dressed up as Ilhan Omar. Would that be awesome if he did a Tom Cruise and pulled off the face mask? Hey, you're gonna need some more. What do we need more of?
A cowbell. We need more cowbell.
Straight. We need more cowbell. You're on top of things this morning.
Yeah, apparently I was on top of Jerry earlier too, but we'll talk about that later.
Wow.
How else do we get a Trump presidency again?
Truly, it's amazing that she would gift us that.
It's amazing that she's still in D.C., quite honestly.
She is a useful idiot. Do you think she's smart? In the true sense
honestly,
of the word. I think she is a.
I think so. I think she is, and I God, that hurts to say, but I think she's smart. But how do you say that? What is it? Smart.
Stupid smart people.
Stupid smart people. Yeah. Smart like a fox. That's what I was trying. That's what I was looking for.
Sly like a fox.
Sly like a fox. Okay.
Sly like a fox.
Yeah. All right.
Or crazy like a fox, because they're very sly. I don't know. I struggle with trying to figure out if she has any IQ points or not. Some of these people really do perplex me. The fact that they are able to get into, into the hallowed halls of our government institutions. Obviously, there's somebody behind her. There's some man.
Yeah.
Yes, a man put her into the position. She's a post turtle. And she has remained there because she's a useful idiot, and she will say the things that need to be said on behalf of the stupid people in the Democrat Party at the leadership level. There are some smart people in the Democrat Party out here. I'm sure there are. I haven't met any lately, but I'm sure that there are. And after all, you have Nancy Pelosi, who
would have thought
went on.
I'm sorry. Who would have thought John Fetterman would be on the smart side of things?
Not my dog says she inconsistently exaggerates her accent. There seems to be a lot of that going on between her and what's Baldwin's wife's name's Hilarious.
Hilarious.
Is that her name?
Hilaria. Yeah.
Same thing, right?
Yes,
it's a
thing. Yep.
past present participle of that. Deuce 5 says Bart is being too kind. She's not useful, but she certainly seems to be a certifiable idiot. When she says things like this, again, it's a gift to all of us, because if ever there was a perfect example of what's the word, projecting. I have so many so many things racing through my mind. It's hard to, as the thoughts whiz by, I have to pluck them out of the air, much like a cat will jump up and grab a bat out of the air. So it's really kind of an amazing thing to see inside my own head. But she is truly just a remarkable example of the plague of Washington, D.C. I'm not even going to call it stupidity. Is she evil? Would she be considered evil? But the thing she stood there, or sat there rather. She and what was the cow's name sitting next to her?
Rashida Tlaib.
Yeah, her. Yes, I noticed I only had to call her a cow. And yeah, she is. Can you imagine waking up in the morning next to that? Ew.
Nope.
Would you rather, Zabmondo? Would you rather? Oh, did I already close him? Damn it! I did. I was going to ask the question: would you rather wake up next to wild-eyed deer boy Alan Osborne or Rashida Tlaib?
Rashida.
I'd take my chances with deer boy.
Really? Okay.
Yep, sure would. He's 5'4". You can handle him. You've handled bigger than him, right?
Yeah.
And she's a big girl, that Rashida Tlaib. She never underestimate the power. Now, this is truly, and because she was wearing the little pin that said "Release the Epstein files."
Yep.
You knew they were going to go here, didn't you? This is the headline over at PBS. Investigation reveals that the Department of Justice is withholding the Epstein files that mention Trump. So even though we've gotten all the files now, and there's with the exception of Trump calling the cops on Jeffrey Epstein, there's no other mention of Trump in the Epstein files. So now the new narrative will be, they're just withholding those files. They're not giving us the files. We know Trump's in there. They're just not giving us those files. There is no talking sense to any of these people. Because you're going to see this being quoted on the Facebook and all your social. They're withholding. They did an investigation, and now they're finding out that they just withheld all the. He's going to prison now. Trump is going to be in jail. He is going to go to prison because he's in the Epstein files, and it's proof that he did all sorts of horrible things, and he's a pedophile. That's their next step. And because hang on a second. The first line of this story, a new NPR investigation reveals the Department of Justice withheld portions of the Jeffrey Epstein files that contain allegations involving President Trump. Democrats on the House Oversight Committee said the withholding is a potential crime.
Yeah.
They will not. It's
when you start the sentence with a new NPR investigation, it just disintegrates.
Shoots
from
it right out of the right out of any credible universe that there is. And this was, let's see, I don't know. This is one of the shorts that NewsHour put out. Let's see what they
I want to start with this NPR reporting that the Justice Department withheld some Epstein files related to allegations that President Trump sexually abused a minor, which we should say the White House denies. What stands out to you about it?
Well, I think what stands out is that we don't have the reports, even though we know they exist. This stems from an interview that they conducted that came out of a tip to the FBI about this woman who has said that when she was 13, that she was sexually assaulted by Donald Trump.
Just me, or is her voice annoying like nails on a chalkboard?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
Now, one of her interviews is contained in the Epstein files, although it is heavily redacted, so it's hard to know exactly what she told the FBI.
Yeah, it was hard to know exactly what she told the FBI, but we know that what she said was true, if that even exists, and we know that he sexually abused her. Okay.
She sounds like she's talking through her nasal cavity.
Yeah, she is a nasal cavity.
Result of that, we were able to see some of the report numbers and the Bates stamps on it. And
would those be did they have the originals? Did they have the masters of the Bates stamps? I'm asking.
What is a Bates stamp?
The master of it. It's okay. It's all right. He's just playing stupid, everybody. Ron really knows what I meant.
And an independent journalist, actually named Roger Sollenberger, was the person that found out that it compared that number to the documents that the Southern District of New York prosecutors gave to Ghislaine Maxwell's
Why does everybody mispronounce her name, Ghislaine? Why do they not just
lawyers?
Show a little respect.
As part of her criminal case.
So we now know that they're withholding the good stuff. The Department of Justice is not releasing the files that will actually this time put Trump in prison or under the prison, I should say, for life. I mean, anybody see this coming? Can I see the hands of anyone that didn't see this one coming? Because it is. Curtis says, "Oh God, make her shut up." We did. She went away. Use the hashtag what I learned today in any of the socials that you may or may not be a part of. You can join the conversation. Curtis, I don't know that that's true. Ron wants Klingon Maxine. We saw Klingon Maxine Waters yesterday, and Ron did have a bit of a
reaction. I had a bit of a reaction. Yes.
Okay. All right. What was that? Oh, yes. Social medias. What I learned today. Join the conversations over at the First Amendment room at the dailymojo.com. You can watch on Rumble. You can watch on. We're trying to decide if we're going to continue on X because it's more of a giant pain in the butt. And they keep changing things.
Yes.
On X.
Yep.
And it's almost like they want people to have to jump through more hoops, and I guarantee it has something to do with money, and they're going to at some point say, well, if you don't want to have to jump through all the hoops, it's an extra $100 or whatever. So we may or may not be on X, and it's the chat over on X, and I don't know why it is so difficult to get the chat to work right. Maybe it's just you. Maybe it is. Maybe it is just me or Keith. It's probably Keith in this case. We did a little experiment yesterday with What the Wednesday and Wildcard Wednesday, which is Keith's new show that he's going to be doing on Wednesdays, and decided to put it at the very same time that What the Wednesday was happening, and because he never checks a calendar or a schedule, he's mentally mental. But so anyway, we tried a little experiment where we. And you'd think it would be easier, but it's really, truly not easier than what we did, trying to go to 4 or 5 different destinations from 2 origin points. Again, I'm going to give us credit for getting something done when NASA had to roll their rocket back to the garage. While they were trying to figure out what the hell they did, we were actually getting something done, just so you know. But we did an interesting experiment, and if you've ever heard of the Mojave phone booth, it's a phone booth in the Mojave Desert. Well, actually it was, but we called it, had an interesting reaction. And I think a little bit later in this program, we will call the Mojave phone booth and see what we come up with, because it has strangely become something of a cultural icon, a touchstone, if you will. And Art Bell kind of made it famous when he started talking about it, and then everybody knew about it, and then the Park Service and who else was it that started complaining? Maybe the phone company out in California started complaining because too many people were going to the phone booth and answering the phone. It's a really weird story, but we'll talk. And AJ over on the Y-Files brought it up, which of course brought it to the forefront again, and now people are, traveling back out to the spot, even though the phone's gone, and now there's just a gravestone for the phone. Human beings are funny creatures, and some of them stink. Some of them smell good. The ones that smell good generally are the ones who have gone to smellmymojo.com and purchased soap and or lotion in the basket. I don't know if it's true. Can you become addicted to lotion?
Yeah, I mean, I guess
so.
so.
You can become. I guess you can become addicted to anything, right? I mean, nasal spray was a doctor who prescribed
Afrin. Yes, my wife was addicted to Afrin for a long time.
People get hooked on weird stuff, don't they? I mean, what happened to the good old days of just getting hooked on crank? If there is ever an addictive lotion, it's the Vanilla Mint from Sugar Creek Goods, which is where you'll end up if you follow the URL, smellmymojo.com. It's a small business in the United States created to solve a problem because American ingenuity is the best ingenuity in the world. It really is. Change my mind. Prove me wrong. You can't, because it's true.
I agree with you, Beaver. I love the soap too.
Yeah, the beaver. Who doesn't love a good soapy beaver?
Exactly. Yep.
Just saying.
I got Sleigh Ride. I got 5 bars of it. Thank you so much.
You just sit in the bathtub
Valerie,
now and play with the soap?
Play with the soap. I freaking love Sleigh Ride soap. From smellmymojo.com.
I'm picturing you in the bathroom with the soap. And you know what you do in your bathroom, in your bathtub, is your business. And don't let anybody ever tell you you can't follow your dreams in your bathtub with your soap at smellmymojo.com. It's that simple. Use the promo code Daily Mojo. You will save 15% off your purchase, and you'll smell fabulous. People will like you. You'll be smarter than Ilhan Omar. Don't tell them that they're already smarter than Ilhan Omar. But just do it today. You'll thank yourself. People will thank you. You'll be doing your bit for King and Country at smellmymojo.com.
Boots on the floor, coffee in hand, spin that dial, we start the band.
Boots, check. Keys, check. Attitude, check. We'll take it from here.
Sun comes up, headlines burn, mic goes live, we take our turn. Bradley J. Staggs laughing at the seams, talking big talk about big wild Daily MoJo. Bang that drum, chasing down that American dream. One job, wrong. You had one job wrong. Daily MoJo, beat that chest. Well, our broke, we still believe. One job, wrong. We're chasing that American dream.
The Daily Mojo.
Daily Mojo.
So if you have the Daily Mojo app downloaded on your phone and you have the notifications enabled on your phone for the app, you knew something before everybody else did this morning, and that is that interdimensional life forms exist within our dimension. Are they sucking off our resources? Are they going to start claiming Social Security and Medicare like the Somalians up in Minnesota? We don't know, but the reason that we know they exist is because Anna Paulina Luna said so, and she said it. I believe it. That's that. And she found this out in a top secret meeting with who was it that she was talking with? I think she might mention it in here, but
I bet she was in a skiff, Brad.
I don't know if there was a boat involved or not. There might have been. But would you take her out on a boat?
Yep, sure would. Would you?
No. Ew. Girls.
Florida, Anna Paulina Luna. She is chair of the Oversight Committee Task Force on the Declassification of Federal Secrets. She has said that there is evidence.
You pay to see them mud wrestle.
Those two?
Let me know when we're back on the air.
Yeah,
I don't
probably.
Want to say anything stuff on the air. All right. Are we back on the air now? Sorry.
Of interdimensional beings that can operate through the time spaces that we currently have, which is obviously going to catch a lot of people's attention. Anna Paulina Luna, thank you very much, Congressman. It's good to have you with us today. I want to go back to that. You told Joe Rogan in a podcast in August when you were discussing all of this that you have viewed evidence of interdimensional beings here on Earth and that they operate through the time spaces that we currently have. Can you
pause it right there just so you can let that soak in? These interdimensional beings operate within our own dimension, I think is what she's saying. I mean, that's the way I interpret it, that they are operating outside of their dimensional space into our dimensional space. The question is, are they us? Are they us from another dimension? Are they us that can explain some of the Mandela effects? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's where we're getting the Mandela effects. Maybe it's the interdimensional beings screwing up our time. Maybe that's why we're in the Kelvin timeline. They could be the reason that Star Trek is all screwed up. Ever stop to think about that? Maybe they are the reason that we have a fat Klingon Jem'Hadar that shouldn't really exist, or we have a gay Klingon.
Yeah,
that's probably the best explanation I've heard so far of why there's a gay Klingon.
explain what you mean by that?
Yeah, I think that a good example would be some of the photo visual evidence that we've seen directly in some of these classified briefings that will now be made public. One of the famously now, infamous videos that we showed in one of our hearings was actually a video that was dead dropped to Eric Burleson, who's a member of Congress, from within the Department of War, and it shows a UAP, an unidentified air.
I'm sorry to interrupt her, but I just wanted to make the point. War. What is it good for?
Nothing.
Say it again.
Nothing.
Phenomena deflecting a Hellfire missile. This was taken off of ISR footage off the coast of, I believe it was Yemen. So long story short, there have been briefings that we've received as Congress that leads us to believe that yes, there is definitely an advanced technology out there that's not created by mankind. And yes, of course, we've seen other evidence.
Wait a second, hold on. If it's not created by, if it is interdimensional, she's saying that the interdimensional beings are not human? Sounds like it. Just because they're interdimensional doesn't mean they're not human, though. I think that's my point.
Where it could potentially be UAPs, and then we later find out that there's drones. But there is a certain amount of evidence.
Wait, whoa. Hang on. Is she referring to the Jersey drone drop? That was this past December, right? Remember the Jersey drone flap where there were a bunch of the.
That was a long. That was longer.
Or was that
ago.
a year ago?
Could have been a year ago. Yeah, it was a lot longer than 3 months. Because that was back. It was Biden. Remember, it was Biden.
That's right.
Yeah.
Good grief! That is 15 months ago.
Yep.
That was like a slap in the face.
That we simply can't explain.
But if see, I don't know that that's what. Though I don't think she just casually tossed that aside. Turned out to be drones. No, not necessarily. We were told that it was drones. That doesn't mean that's what they were. If you listened to AJ Gentile's new podcast series or interview series is called The Basement, and he does long form like Rogan interviews. And one of them was with this guy that I'd not heard of before, but he apparently is I think he's an abductee, and he has had some interactions, let's say, with UFOs and or otherworldly, other dimensional beings. And he mentioned that the Jersey drones weren't, in fact, Jersey drones, that they were some other sort of intelligence. Now, does that mean that's what they were? No. But as soon as the government says, oh, they were drones, what do we know? What weren't they?
Drones.
Exactly, because you can pretty much take whatever the government says and flip it 180 degrees, and that is closer to the truth than anything the government spits out of its evil, foul mouth. Anyway, so she kind of blew past that.
The physics that are defied in how these vehicles operate are very interesting to note. And we are not the only government that's, looked into this extensively. But I really do look at this from a lens of national security. And as you know, as we continue to evolve specifically on the front of AI.
That's so cute, by the way. Why was she chosen as the spokesperson for this, do you think?
Well, I can tell you why she was chosen. Everybody,
Boobs, Ozzy.
Take a look at your screen. That's why she was chosen.
Her butt?
Whatever. Her swimsuit.
Objectifying?
Her Make America Great Again swimsuit.
You are objectifying a female, the fact that we knew it was a female, of our species.
Pretty sure she's a female.
On her thigh?
It looks like
Is that a bruise?
Looks like a bruise.
Why didn't they airbrush that out? That's crazy. But is that why she was chosen as the spokesperson for this particular
my guess is she asked to
subset?
be. Yeah, my guess is she asked to be. Because back in the David Grush, you remember when they were doing all of that kind of crap a year and a half ago?
You mean the congressional hearings on UFOs? Yes.
Because she was a big part of those, too. And I think she, I honestly think
so
she asked. I think she asked to be in this role.
She may have asked, but if she was ugly, do you think they would have put her in this role?
I don't know how to answer that.
Would they have put Ilhan Omar in this role?
No, hell no.
So there's a reason that they use her as the spokesperson. I dropped my lotion. Man down, man down.
AI and drone technology. We have to ensure that are these things, whatever they may be, are they potential adversarial weapons, advanced weapons, or not? And I think the whole aspect that the federal government can deny access to members of Congress, of which has happened not just to myself, but to other members of Congress as well, is not just alarming, but it's also something that cannot truly exist in a free and fair society. Government should not operate in secrecy. And so I look forward to the American people being able to determine their own conclusion after they've seen some of the evidence that we have seen. But most...
Well, heads up. Sorry, I was waiting for a breath, but I was not going to get one. But it's also very cute that she thinks that that these agencies cannot deny Congress access and or the president access to any of this information because that's been happening for probably just after Washington left office.
Yeah, plausible deniability.
Probably.
That's what they always say.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. But never forget the story of the NSA, because that was a whole agency within the government that existed without the knowledge of Congress. And there are likely agencies today that exist without the knowledge of Congress, and possibly, dare I say likely? Yeah, likely without the knowledge of the president.
The thing is that all of these agencies that are there outside of Congress, you see all these Congress people get all bent out of shape on TV, but they all know it's happening. They know that that there's no way that Congress can be involved in that. It's all plausible deniability. They feign a crazy reaction for the public to think that, oh my gosh, how come they're not telling Congress about this? They've got to manage it. But yet behind the scenes, they're all like, yeah, we got to keep that out of the public eye, for Pete's sake.
Because
they don't think we can handle it. It is power.
It's power. They don't want. I'm looking over here at the chat trying to make sense.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, I'm just going to go ahead and throw this up there for people too. So
Why do you insist on objectifying a member of Congress?
I mean,
she's an intelligent, sentient being. Do you have to simply put her up there as a piece of meat? Just so you know, that's Ron. That's not me. Freebie 38 says Ron hasn't fulfilled another man's order. Well, he is a very busy man. He has a lot.
I don't understand what they're asking about, quite honestly. I don't have any open orders right now.
Have you had more grinder dates?
No,
that you haven't told us about. Okay, so we only the ones that you mentioned. Wisconsin Jack Cole. So there's no conclusive evidence. That's the thing. Is it's what what's his face? The astrophysicist.
Oh, Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Yeah, him. Why not, instead of the paperwork, why not just show us the alien and or the ship?
Yeah.
Why show us the paperwork? Why not show us what it is that we have in our... We have something. We have something at Area 50. There is something that we have. Some sort of alien technology. But what is it? Don't know. But I've talked to enough people over the course of the past few decades, people who do know, to know that we've got something. They just won't tell us what it is, nor, hang on, the Trash Can Scout said, Ron and Al Green would make cute kids together. I don't think that's possible, though, actually, technically. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, I'm being told it is 2026 men can get pregnant. So, I don't know which one does it, but did you happen to notice the likeness between the Kentucky dude and Al Green?
Actually, I did notice it.
I just now thought about that. The fact that the two of them the fact that they have a lot of hair, that may be what it is. But for just a moment, let's step aside. Let the train come through.
This is Phil Bell on the Daily MoJo with your morning update. Now, full disclosure, back in 2010, I was the biggest Christine O'Donnell fan. Yes, I had a little bit of a crush. But do you remember when she was in a hard-fought Senate race from the state of Delaware, she made a commercial where she said,
I'm not a witch. I'm nothing you've heard. I'm you.
Well, Gavin Newsom must have really been channeling Christine O'Donnell the other day when he told a bunch of black people,
I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you.
Because he got a 960 SAT score and he doesn't read his speeches because he can't read. Now listen, I don't care about racism. Racism is just another way that somebody expresses their displeasure for you. It's no different than any other way they express their displeasure for you. But Gavin Newsom, as leader of the Democrat Party, and the Democrat Party as the leading voice of supposedly being anti-racist, well, it's just funny to watch him squirm after saying openly racist things. Listen, one of the biggest things that makes the Democrat Party and leftism so undesirable is how they look down on everyone who aren't them. Think about that. They look down on all of us. They look down on the blacks. They look down on the whites. They look down on everyone who is not them. And they believe that they alone are supposed to govern us because we need to be governed because we're not smart enough and we're not rich enough and doggone it, not enough people like us. I want you to remember that if you are planning on sitting out in the 2026 midterms, or if you are planning on saying, well, you know what, politics doesn't matter because I've got more important things to focus on. Yes, it does. Because guess what? Gavin Newsom's disdain is not just reserved for what he thinks are stupid black people. It's reserved for damn near every one of us. And if we let these people get back in charge, then they will make sure to use that disdain to run our lives once again. And they are hoping to start that in November of this year. So I want you to remember that, and I want you to go to the polls every time you have an opportunity. Leave a comment under the show. Let us know how you are going to help get more patriots turning out in 2026. And I also hope you'll download the Daily MoJo smartphone app and enable notifications. That way you'll be up to date on the latest craziness and good stuff coming out of Washington, D.C., and you'll know how to share it with others. Stay sharp, stay strong, and stay free right here on the Daily Mojo.
Before you go, remember to hit that like button if you agree with Phil. If you don't, let us know why in the comments below and share it with the world. Phil Bell's Morning Update is exclusively on thedailymojo.com.
With an attitude. Every Thursday morning, tune you down. Ooh, yeah. To the Daily Mojo. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Now it's time to smile. Ooh, yeah. With Brad and Ron. King of the airwaves. King of the airwaves. The Daily Mojo. King of the airwaves.
This is your Daily Mojo.
All right, a couple of things. Chris Bledsoe is the guy I was trying to think of that I guess he studies orbs, and he has had a number of experiences with orbs, and he's, according to the people in the know, he is closely monitored by the Department of Defense and others within the government because of his knowledge and awareness of orbs and drones. So Chris Bledsoe, a name you should know, along with Anna Paulina Luna. This has been up, and I've been trying to find a place to wedge this in, and I'm just going to wedge it in right here. Has nothing to do with anything except snow, and we were dealing with snow. What was that, last weekend?
Stop! Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation. At least that's what we assumed the skier in this video was thinking as bears charged at them. The good news is, everyone at this Lake Tahoe area ski resort was unharmed.
I know. We're in their place.
This is their home. You know, would they have said that if the bears had stopped and chowed down on a skier?
Probably not. Yeah.
Yeah, it's but I was up at Lake Tahoe and bears running across. And all the times I've skied, I've never seen a bear run across the slope in front of me. But maybe the bears are from another dimension. But this whole interdimensionality thing is fascinating to me because I think that it actually might have legs, as they say. This may be the reason for the Mandela Effect. I had sent
this. I'm going to tell you, this blew my mind.
Well, freaky, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Play this commercial. This Doritos commercial is it's a good commercial.
Are those Doritos?
Yeah.
Can I have one?
Yeah, right. That'll happen the day the pigs can shoot lasers out of their butts.
Uh-oh. Pig.
Uh-oh. Had to say butts.
Right? Now, you may remember this from the Super Bowl a few years ago. Been trying to... I passed this around to several people that I know just to see.
How many of our listeners on the chat rooms remember this commercial? Brad asked me that same question.
Yes, I did. Strangely enough. I asked several people that the question, and I would be interested to know how many people remember that from the Super Bowl. It would have been a number of years ago. I'm trying to remember exactly how many it was.
Early
it was
aughts, probably. Mid-aughts,
no,
maybe?
it wasn't that. Nah, it was I want to say 2015, somewhere. All right, Deuce 5 says he doesn't remember. The Dorito one.
Hobo Joe says nope. Freebie 38 says I kind of do. Yeah.
Very odd, because I remember this commercial. Let me just check the X feed here just to see.
I think my answer to you was I vaguely remember that. Yeah, the pigs flying. Yeah.
Sorry, I got distracted by. No, this can't be true. Cardi B has endorsed Jasmine Crockett for the Senate. Anyway, Let's see. Glad86 said, I was happy with the first Bud Frogs one. Think that was my first Super Bowl. Kind of do. Don't remember that one. All right. So here is I remember that the ad, but not the Super Bowl. Says not my dog. All right. I don't remember it specifically being in the Super Bowl, but I do remember that ad from something. And the weird story about that particular ad is that ad doesn't exist. Well, it does exist, but it was never aired. It was never a commercial for Doritos. That was an entry made into a contest for a Super Bowl ad. I think there was like $1 million prize, but the dude who made that particular ad, what is his name? He goes by Aspiring Alchemist on the YouTube, and
his story is crazy.
It is the wackiest story I have, or one of the wackiest I've ever heard. In all of my days. That's the dude right there. 30 images every second, and yet you can't find one that looks good. So he says in the title of his videos, I made a famous commercial and somehow never knew. And the reason he says that is because he did this, I want to say 10 years ago, may have been less than that. And it was because Doritos had a contest for aspiring filmmakers. He was at the time, I think, making music videos and or commercials for other clients, and so he created that commercial and he sent it in. Never heard anything, and yet people remember it. But there is absolutely no. You can do a reverse search, and it may be now because this has been out there for some time that you will get hits on it. In the Internet of Things, because it exists in his story, and it's an ultimate Mandela effect. There's enough people remember it, but the fact that it never aired, kind of, it
never aired.
Contrast their ability to remember it if it didn't in fact air.
People are saying, I guess the story is that it never really aired in the U.S. per se, but apparently, according to all of his viewers and listeners and followers, it was broadcast in Australia, in Canada, and all these other places. And he's like,
well, no, they're just saying that they remember seeing it.
Yes, but from other countries.
But there are people here in this country who remember seing it. That doesn't mean it aired.
No, that's correct.
That
doesn't mean
the problem.
Aired. That's correct. Yeah.
We probably saw it on the internet, but that's just it. It wasn't on the internet. Phone Test 79. That's the weird thing about this is that it's Dolly's braces. That one's still to this day. Because, and if you're not familiar with Dolly's braces, that's the, it was Moonraker. Ooh, space theme.
Yeah.
Moonraker. And it was when the chick, and I can't remember, she was one of the bad guys, meets Jaws, who was Richard Keel. Is he dead?
I think so.
He was the big, he was the villain in Moonraker, and he was called Jaws because he has metal teeth, or had metal teeth. And so there's a scene in that movie where it's Beauty and the Beast, essentially, and she looks up at him and she sees it, and then she smiles, and she has braces, which gives them a connection because they both got metal in their mouth, and they smile at each other because they have this connection, except if you watch the movie, she doesn't have braces. But everyone remembers her having braces because, quite frankly, the scene makes zero sense if she doesn't have braces. So where the hell did the braces go? Because people remember very specifically where they were when they were seeing the movie and how they remembered because they had braces and they were like, oh, she's got braces like me and he's got metal in her mouth, blah, blah, blah. And the same thing with this commercial, because I remember seeing that. I don't remember seeing it during a Super Bowl, but I do remember seeing the ad with the pigs shooting the laser beams out of their butts.
Yeah, so Leprechaun says, Brad, according to Alexa, it came out in 2015 and won an award. Ironically, it didn't win an award. It didn't
exactly.
It didn't win anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is it's so.
It wasn't even shown. I think he said it might have been in the list of entries, but it didn't win anything.
Hang on a second. I'm looking up a date. 2008. First. Okay. The. 2015. Hang on a second. Between 2013 and 2015. It was shut down, but then when was it brought back? So was it brought back up in 2015? I'm looking at the Large Hadron Collider at CERN, the particle accelerator, and it was it fired back up in 2015? They say it was down for maintenance 2013 to 2015, but then was it fired back up because it's down for maintenance again? And a lot of people are positing that that somehow at CERN they opened up a portal, maybe a portal to hell. That sounds like it might be a bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Horseshit. But is it possible that it affected our timeline, that it affected the dimension that we live in? I mean, that's because if that coincides with things like this happening, the more weird stuff we see, the more I think that it could be absolutely a tear in space-time and our dimension. Freebie 38 says, I'm pretty sure I saw it before. I know, and it's got that feel. And maybe it is just it just feels familiar to all of us, but we never really saw it.
And he does talk about it here. Is there actually was a Flying Pigs Doritos commercial, but it wasn't his. It wasn't this one.
And I don't think they
weren't shooting lasers. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember the lasers. It's so, all of this stuff is really strange because how do you prove any of it? You can't.
Yeah.
Glad 86 says that's how you identify the red coats. It's the Mandela test. The red coats. I'm not familiar with that. So Alexa is wrong. Yeah. I imagine the Dems use Alexa for fact checking. It's possible. Where's Missy? Oh, where is Missy 13? D-Dub. Oh, D-Dub is is another troll, I think. Yeah. That's right. Hey, D-Dub, what's happening? Just be nice in there, because the minute you turn into a dick and start calling people names, that's when you get booted. But all of this stuff is strange, and the orbs, there's got to be an explanation for all of this stuff. And people will often cite the Occam's razor, the simplest explanation. But I don't necessarily think that always is the best explanation. I looked up the whole Occam's razor thing comes from the scientific experiments where you essentially take the fewest leaps of, not leaps of faith, but jumps in logic and or not even common sense. What's the word I'm looking for? The fewer hoops you have to jump through, the more likely that is the answer to your question. But that's not necessarily the case, I don't think. Not anymore. Occam's razor is an easy one to fall back on, but I don't think it necessarily holds water all the time. I think that there are, like, would Occam's razor, if you asked, is there a God, Big G? Would Occam's razor lead you to the conclusion that there is? What's the evidence? How many leaps of, I guess, faith do you have to jump through to come to the conclusion that God exists? So when you get to existential questions like that, does Occam's razor, again, is it a good tool to use? Speaking of tools, over to the Daily MoJo First Amendment room, which is a tool. I'm not suggesting that people in there are tools. Hey, Monica, No way. Monica and then Bill. Seriously, those are two people in the. See, God is a comedian playing to an audience who is afraid to laugh. Pope Freebie 38, remember, it's his story, not her story. Prince Andrew converts to Islam. Police immediately drop all charges. That is obviously a meme, but pretty close to the truth. Fake Zoe, I wasn't sure it was the same guy. Yeah, he's good. So as usual, they're in another. Hold on, this is just one you have to see because it's right and a portal to another dimension would explain people like AOC. Because why is Alaska cold and Hawaii hot if they are, in fact, next to each other, which you can see right there on the map. They are right next to each other below Arizona. Right? How else do you explain it? Tell her she's wrong. Because she's not. That's the whole point. But the drones, the orbs, the Chris Bledsoe thing, and if you have a chance, watch or listen to that interview with Chris Bledsoe, because he had an amazing experience. And there are aspects of his life story that they're tragic and fascinating. He was at the Capitol in Washington, and a lot of people will troll him, and people like Mick West. I don't know if you're familiar with Mick West. He is I guess he's a debunker. He has a couple of websites that are based on debunking things, and sometimes he will look at things like the orbs, and he has some interesting thoughts on what orbs are. If you're not familiar with orbs, they are the little floaty balls. Not those kind, but they're the little floaty balls that you get in photographs. I've photographed some orbs myself with zero explanation as to what they were, because a lot of people will say that, the debunkers will say that orbs are just dust particles reflecting light in the air. And I've taken images of orbs when there were no lights to reflect. I mean, there obviously was some light because I was able to get an image, but there was no light to reflect off dust particles, and photos that were taken in subsequent order. One showed orbs, one didn't. So I don't know what the hell orbs are. I don't know what the UFOs are. I'm starting to lean toward the interdimensionality, but they might not be. But the Mandela Effect certainly would be, that's answerable, or that's the conclusion that you would come to with the Mandela Effect, is that we have alternate dimensions, alternate timelines that we've been going through. Wouldn't that make sense for a lot of crap that's happened in our lives that we wonder how the hell it happened? Or is life just so completely random and out of our control that we are just along for the ride? Good luck. Because who wants to think that? I certainly don't. Do you?
No.
Don't you want to think that there's something? I mean, you may not know. I know God exists. I don't know what God is, but we have free will. We are able to make our own decisions. What is the point? Why are we here? People have been asking that forever. Floaty balls. Thank you, damn it, with Beaver. That's exactly what they were, floaty balls. Hold on, you tell God exists by nature. Freebie says you can tell God exists by nature and science. I understand what you're saying, but I guess you could make the argument against that. Not My Dog says, if you make a square lens, what shape would your orb be? That is, well, it's not so much the lens, it's the aperture, is it not? Don't the orbs depend on the aperture of the camera as opposed to the lens of the camera, or does it work in conjunction with both? And would that explain Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib? Or do they actually expose the fact that there is a portal to hell opened at CERN? Hadn't thought about that, had you? Better take your vitamins if you want to survive all the craziness that's out there. And if you go to stellasmojo.com, you can drink your vitamins. You got to do it every day if you want to stay healthy. If you want to stay in the fight, and after all, who doesn't? The fight is exhausting, and it will run you down. It will run you down. And who was I talking with the other day about? It was somebody's kid. Somebody's kid that I know who was getting bullied. And the lesson in life, which is always, it's wrong to bully people if they deserve it. He didn't. But people will bully you. Life will kick you in the orbs repeatedly. If you're young and inexperienced, don't worry, it'll happen. Time after time after time. And what do you have to do to make sure you can get up every time? You have to be in good health. You have to take your vitamins. And if you want to get them, down a little easier, there's nothing I'm saying right now that doesn't have a bell connected to it somehow. If you want to get those down a little bit easier, go to stellasmojo.com and order the Covalite. They taste good. They're not big horse pills. As a matter of fact, it's a powder that you put in water. You shake it up. You drink it down. It's easy. You don't gag on them. You don't choke on them. I'll get it. I know Ron's busy. So go to Stella's Mojo. See what Ron's doing right now is he's sitting back. He's watching TV. He forgets he's part of the TV show. Don't you?
I'm not.
You get lost in it. You'll see. You'll just look at my face on the screen.
I'm looking at your eyes.
This is such a
I
good
just
show,
fall
right?
in, dude. Sorry.
Dreamy.
Yeah.
I know. And then you think, did I date him on Grindr? And no, you and I have never been on a Grindr date. So that's a completely different person you're thinking of. So go to stellasmojo.com and use the promo code Daily MoJo to save 5% on your purchase when you get your vitamins to keep you healthy, to keep you in the fight, because we can't do the fight without you. We need you in the fight, as they say.
You've got to take your vitamins every day, and Stella's Mojo is the way.
That would be stellasmojo.com.
The Daily Mojo, making mornings bright. Come on, with Brad and Ron, they keep it funky tight. Yeah, news, laughs, and the moves that feel so right. It's the Daily Mojo, keeping the world in sight.
We'd like to say hi to any government agency monitoring this broadcast. You know where to find us. TheDailyMojo.com.
Freebie 38 in the Rumble chat room says you'd lose that argument with me. Nature proves God exists, but I'm not your average Christian. You've heard me say, I think it's a miracle that an acorn will, if you put it in the ground and you put water on top of it, eventually you'll have an oak tree. That's a miracle. Is that the proof you're suggesting? It's interesting if you go down that road with somebody to try to prove that God exists. If you've not seen the movie Oh God, I highly recommend it. It is fabulous. But then you have to also admit that there are a lot of stupid people out there, and is that where the free choice? Is that where the free will comes in? According to the great theologian Geddy Lee, I will choose free will. And do they choose to be stupid? Is that what it is? It must be. I can't come up with any other explanation other than that. If you are unfamiliar with with John Davidson's story, this has been going around for the past week and a half, because of the BAFTAs. The BAFTAs are the English version of the Emmy Awards. Is that right?
The Emmys, I think so. Yeah.
But they include television and movies.
British Academy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the ratings have been declining over the past few years. And so I tend to think that this is a manufactured crisis or a manufactured outrage. But there are some people out there that are just, and if you're unfamiliar with what happened at the BAFTAs, there were the first award that was about to be presented. Where did I put that? Where did I slop that? Did I find a way to lose it? I may have. There were the first two award presenters at the BAFTAs were two black guys, and I can't for the life of me remember their names, but they are movie and or TV stars. And a dude with Tourette's is there at the award ceremony, mainly because there was a freaking movie, and I think he was up for an award.
It was a documentary about his Tourette's, is what it was.
It's not a documentary, is it? I swear it's not a documentary. It's a, I don't think it's a documentary. Here's the trailer.
Maybe. Yeah, okay.
For I Swear.
Morning, John. Late again.
Traffic was terrible.
John, I need to take you shopping after football. I'm starting big school in 2 weeks.
Ladies?
Yes, John!
I dream of a lady in body. I tell that she...
Get lost! Look at him! Fucking rabbit! John! Hey! Fucking shite! Can't help it! It was a shame today!
We're going to get you better. Next to no time.
Johnny D! It's called Tourette syndrome. Say things that I shouldn't. What can you do? Do you want to come in for something to eat, John? Oh, fuck off, you wanker.
Well, it's nice to meet you too.
Sorry.
If you do anything here that you can't help, you never apologise.
Tommy, this is John. He's come to have a chat about the vacant position.
Right, I'll give you a rundown of the place.
Give me a cock in my hand, for fuck's sakes.
Can you make a decent cup of tea?
Oh, I am good at tea. Are you spunk for milk? Are you okay with the ticks and the swearing?
What ticks? What smell?
We need to get you out, man.
I can see he's off the medication.
I'm so sorry, pal.
I'm so tired. I don't think Tourette's is the problem. People not knowing about Tourette's is the problem. Educate them.
You always said I should help people like me. I have Tourette syndrome, and it makes me tick. Fuck you.
How horrible would it be to have
over there
have Tourette's?
Harm a fly, and he makes a damn fine cup of tea.
Spunk for milk.
Spunk for milk.
But how absolutely horrible would that be to have a condition, what do you call it? It's not a disease, it's a condition that makes you say inappropriate things at the worst possible moment. And that's what he did at the BAFTAs. And the two guys are up there, two black guys, and he yells out the worst possible thing you can think.
The N-word, yeah.
I think they figured that part out when
we showed this the other day, I think, but
nope, we did not. We saw it, we looked at it before, but we did not get to it. And so people have lost their ever-loving minds because it happened.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, yeah, I can't believe it. And one what's her name? Grace Randolph? Yeah, Grace Randolph. Have you ever heard of her? She is a, let's see, what's the best word to describe her? A wackadoodle. So she is a commentator on YouTube. She is an influencer and etc. She has a channel called Beyond the Trailer. So she does movie reviews, etc. And she is just apoplectic that the BAFTAs would allow this to happen to those two fine black gentlemen who, by the way, know what happened, and they're like, yeah, we understand what it was, and we're good. But looking at her, would her eyes tell you that she's nutso?
Yes.
Yep. They do. Tell me you're crazy without even telling me without even opening your mouth.
The fact that people like her exist to run people down
is proof that God exists.
It just blows my mind that the two men standing on stage who didn't care that it happened, who probably were briefed about it, if I'm not mistaken, were briefed. The audience was briefed about it before they came out on stage. That she would. Is she doing this for clicks?
Of course she is.
Yeah.
But she's also crazy because she just can't keep her mouth shut.
Joining me for today's live stream, we have, I think, a very interesting group of stories. And this first one, I think, is not only very important, but really necessary.
Yes.
But before we get started, we're going to jump into that pretty fast, the generosity of so many of you. Okay, here we go. Thank you. I don't choose who the memberships go to.
Fast forwarding.
Thank you, everybody, for that. Okay. So let's get started. Story. And so I'm going to talk this through. Okay. All right. So because I know that there are a lot of thoughts about this situation. Okay.
The thought is the guy has Tourette's. He said the most inappropriate thing at the most inappropriate time. And that's what Tourette's is. And that's what the movie displayed that Tourette's was. And again, that's why it was actually on the awards ceremony, because it was nominated. I don't know that it won. Don't know that it didn't. But it was definitely nominated for a drama. And so she is acting like this is absolutely unacceptable, that you could ever put all of these parts of the story in motion to begin with, because that's crazy to actually have the guy that the life that the movie was based on, his life, actually present in the theater. He should stay home and not talk to anybody, because this is ableism meeting allyism, which is really a train wreck.
Okay. So, story number one. Hold on. Lots to discuss on that, of what was going on. So I wanted, I'm sure some of you have seen it in the trades. It's really, and also, it's a tough story to cover, but
No, it really isn't.
No,
everyone's talking about it, and I don't want it to seem that I'm avoiding the story because it is a really big and an important one. That's right, a nuance.
Because it shows us who the racists really are out there and who the crazy people. That's why it's important, because it shows us who the virtue signalers are and who actually gets what I don't know life is really about.
Boop, Ryan. A nuanced boop for sure. Now, unfortunately, this is playing out on Twitter. The worst place for such a situation to play out.
And strangely enough, her response on Twitter was, and I believe I quote, or fairly closely to the quote, "I don't care how Tourette's works. It's wrong to have had that happen."
Nope.
Does she read what she writes before she hits send? Because I don't think she does, because that's the whole point of how Tourette's works, is that you are going to say the most inappropriate thing at the most inappropriate time. It's part of the condition that you have. And I don't think that this John Davidson person asked to be cursed with Tourette's. Pretty sure he didn't ask for that on his application for life, but that's what he got. It was the hand that he was dealt. And in the movie, which again, it was a drama. I don't think it was a flat out documentary.
Yeah, you're right.
But that's what shows what happened to him during his life. He's had the shit beat out of him. He's been berated, I would say, to a greater degree than any emotional harm he may have inflicted on anybody else unintentionally. He has had that 100-fold inflicted on him, because he doesn't just sit at home and not talk to anybody. He actually gets out there and tries to live his life, and has done so for, was he 60 something now? So he's out there, and people choose to be so offended because of words. Not that he was going up to somebody and punching him in the face, although ironically people were doing that to him, but simply because he said things, because they don't teach sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me anymore. For whatever reason, they don't teach that one, much to our chagrin and dismay, nor do they teach that you are judged by the people with whom you hang out.
I think there are two reasons that it's just such such kindling, and why this situation has just exploded. So one is that it's on Twitter, a horrible place to have a nuanced conversation, and people are extremely aggressive.
Wait. Why is Twitter a horrible place to have a nuanced conversation? You can get down in the weeds as far as you want to on Twitter. You can go way down into the weeds on Twitter. I would say it's a better place to have a conversation because you have a record of the conversation. And you, again, the conversation can go on for minutes, hours, days, weeks, and you can jump back into the conversation anytime you want to. So I would disagree wholeheartedly that it's a bad place to have the discussion. Ron, I know you hate social media, but I think it is a fabulous playground workshop. Let's call it a workshop because you get to see exactly who people are.
On Twitter.
The dregs of
so
society.
I think that,
and the best of society. It's your choice. You can find both.
I agree.
So if you choose to see the dregs, all right. But you can also choose to see the fabulousness out there.
People, it was very shocking, particularly for those of us in the United States. Thank you, Emilio.
Why was it particularly shocking because we're special in the United States, and when we hear the N-word, we really get our kerfuffled all messed up, don't we? We have unruffled kerfuffles.
And so I think that we had a strong reaction, and we actually are not.
By we, I think you mean you.
It turns out we don't know anything about Tourette's over here.
Actually, yeah, we do. We know a lot about Tourette's. Matter of fact, you have the same tools. Oh, that's right. She's in the United States. There's this thing called the internet where you can look it up. It's better than an encyclopedia because it keeps updating. It's like a magic book.
Here. So that was really bad. And then you had the UK in Scotland just rally.
Wait. Scotland is UK. Yeah.
So hard to this guy's defense and also have so little regard for how Jordan and Lindo were feeling.
Those are the black guys.
Yeah.
That I think it made the situation very difficult.
They didn't consider the feels of Jordan and Lindo. And they quickly came to the defense of the guy with the condition who made the movie based on his life about his she has how many followers does she have on the YouTube? You know how many followers she has on YouTube?
No.
Almost 1 million. Wow. So
it certainly aggressively pulled me towards the side of Jordan and Lindo.
Because I'm an ally. Because I am a middle-aged white woman who is actually part of the larger problem that we have going on in the United States, if you look at the center of any major effed up issue here in the United States, you're going to find I didn't know he's Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to find a middle-aged white woman right there in the center. It's like cracking open a walnut. Every time you crack that walnut open, there is the middle-aged white woman. She doesn't look middle-aged. Was she what, 30? How old do you think she is?
Probably late 20s, early 30s.
All right, so she's middle-aged.
Yeah.
Or reasonable. See, we always think of middle-age as being like 40 or 50. We don't live that long.
Because I felt really awful that nobody was feeling bad for them. It
is amazing to me that people, and not all of the, she's got, like I said, almost 1 million followers. The comments. Tourette's is well known here in the United States. Even South Park had an episode. Yep. Just here to witness the meltdown. Somebody else. UK and Scotland. Oh, Scotland is part. Yeah, I was right. Scotland is part of the UK. That's why it's called the United Kingdom. If this shows anything people need to watch, I swear. Grace, have you watched I Swear? You might have a little more empathy if you did.
No kidding.
Always remember to engage brain before opening mouth. Of course, you have to have a brain to begin with. You have no idea what you're talking about.
Didn't we show a while back the Balin Dupree? She's Balin out loud.
Uh-huh.
She's the girl that has Tourette's, that she has a show. Yep. Didn't we show her interview with Chris Cuomo?
Yeah.
Douchebag. Sea sucker. I mean, and Chris, he kind of giggles through it, but he makes it through the conversation. You know it's going to happen. The audience at the BAFTAs was briefed. This is going to happen.
Atomic Ray, what makes it Tourette's is noticing the patient used the words without meaning it. What makes it Tourette's? Yeah, it's not that that's what you're thinking. It's your brain comes up with the worst possible thing that you could possibly say, I guess, at any moment, and that's what it triggers. Because we all have that ability to, in any situation, I think we've done it. I know I've done it with friends of mine before. Can you imagine getting up on stage right now and yelling whatever?
Yeah.
And that's what your brain has the ability to do. Their brain, when they have Tourette's, says, hey, watch this. I'm going to do it.
People with Tourette's are the people, because the filter is not there, and that's a physiological thing, will yell fire in a movie theater.
Because it is... They
because
have the
their brain
urge to
thought
do the worst thing. Yeah. So they have the filter. It just the Tourette's gets in there and goes, move out of the way.
Move out of the way.
Move out of the way. Hold my beer. And they say the worst possible thing at the worst possible moment. Some people think that who's the chick? What'd you say?
Balin.
Balin. That she's faking it.
Yeah.
I don't know if she is or not.
If she is, she's really, really good at it. But she's been around for years on social media before she had the show.
When she films the TV show, there is a crew of people around her. I don't know what their production schedule is, but there is a crew of people around her all the time. Does that trigger her to say the things she says? Is that what's going on in her brain? Is that, wow, the worst thing I could possibly say right now because there's a TV crew here is X, Y, or Z.
Maybe.
And then out of my way. And out it comes. Or is she able to trigger it somehow?
Both my ex-wife and my son had tics. She was diagnosed with Tourette syndrome. It wasn't the verbal, but she just had tics. And then my son, when he was young, had tics. I don't think he still does anymore, but it's... But it was never, neither one of them were verbal like these guys are. But people deal with it all the time.
Would you rather have Tourette's or cancer?
Tourette's.
Let's see. Let's think of another one. What's another really bad condition to have? Some of the worst. Now that I'm trying to think of a really good condition, what are some awful human conditions to have, like Tourette's? Let's see what AI says. Several debilitating, often misunderstood conditions can cause involuntary movement. Tardive dyskinesia. Oh, we've seen. You know what tardive dyskinesia is?
No.
Surely you know.
No.
You've not seen the commercials for that drug? I mean, it's every other commercial on TV. There's a drug commercial, but one of them is for tardive dyskinesia, which is involuntary movements or tics. And so there's some drug to control tardive dyskinesia. Dystonia is a disorder that causes involuntary muscle contractions. Huntington's disease, jerky movements. Functional neurological disorder. Isn't that what you have?
Probably.
A condition where the brain has difficulty sending and receiving information, leading to functional tics, which can look like Tourette's. Myoclonus. A lot of these conditions apparently are, maybe just the way AI is answering the query that I gave it. These are all connected somehow to jerky muscle movements. remember we just found out about Stoneman syndrome. Remember that? Who was it that came forward and said they had Stoneman?
You talking about Celine Dion? Stiff person disease?
Yes.
That's stiff person.
Stiff person. But isn't that the same thing?
Our buddy Russ has it too.
Stoneman syndrome, fibrodysplasia ossificans progressive, FOP. A rare genetic condition where the body's connective tissue gradually turns into bone, creating a second skeleton that locks joints into place. Sounds like the same thing, doesn't it? But it's severe OCD. While sometimes linked with Tourette's, severe OCD causes debilitating, intrusive, and unwanted thoughts, forcing the person into repetitive actions to manage anxiety. So it would be interesting to see what somebody like Grace here, surely, I mean, I know it's tough. If you look at her, you don't think there could possibly be anything wrong with her, aside from libtard disease, which is and can be debilitating. I mean, we've seen what it can do to people like Ilhan Omar and AOC. And what was the fat cow next to Ilhan Omar?
Rashida Tlaib.
That's her. Why? How come when I say fat cow, you think of Rashida Tlaib? I don't know if the Fouchettes. But it is amazing to me that do they not understand? Is she sly like a fox? Is she feigning outrage over all of this? And we have questions. We will get answers. We have probably. Wait a minute. Is Brandon Gen X or is he a millennial or what is he?
Brandon's a millennial.
Well, you don't have to be so indignant.
No,
Brandon's a millennial.
No, he's not.
That's the way you guys.
Brandon's not old enough to be Gen X.
Did he get indignant with me? Because I think people will agree with me that you got indignant when I asked that question. Just saying. Not My Dog says I'm blaming all that shit on Big Pharma, and I am not disagreeing with you in the least. So a quick hole and we'll do more of it next here. Sorry, I've got several things on my brain, which is troubling for such a small brain.
Stupidity is not a competition.
I've now been in 50...
Unless you're a politician.
7 states. I think 1 left to go.
Daily MoJo. The Daily MoJo.
It still does make a person wonder how someone like... it doesn't really make me wonder how Barack Obama got into office. We all know how he got into office. He was installed. Is that an unpopular opinion? Because I don't think so. The Mojave phone booth, before we get back into the thing with, because we will get with Brandon Morse here in just a couple of minutes, but I did want to bring this up because the Mojave phone booth is a freaky. Is it freaky? It's an interesting play on human behavior, an interesting look at human behavior. Because there was this phone booth in the middle of the Mojave Desert used by miners at a mine, which is usually, by the way, M-I-N-E-R-S, not M-I-N-O-R-S. And it's in the middle of once the mine closed, it essentially turned into a phone booth in the middle of BF Egypt because there was no mine and no one around. And yet people somehow were drawn to this phone booth once they learned of it. Which is kind of a weird thing when you think about it. I mean, it's just a phone booth in the middle of nowhere. And people were so drawn to this thing. This story is from the LA Times, 1999. And the loneliest phone booth in the world. It became a cultural icon at the time, thanks in large part to Art Bell, who had it on his show and talked about it. And that's a picture, obviously, of somebody in the phone booth. Rick Carr talks to a caller at the Mojave phone booth, located 20 miles from I-15 back in I wonder if he's still around. But what has happened to it now is that somebody apparently has bought the phone number and has turned it into a party line. And you can call it. And at any given moment, there are people on the on the party line. Hang on a second. I'm calling.
We're sorry. The number you have dialed has been changed to a conference. Press 0 for the board.
No, we
Press
want.
1 through 9 for conference.
I press 2.
Press 0 for the board. Press 1 through 9 for conference. Press 0 for the board.
You know,
Press 1 through.
They can put a man on the moon, but they can't make a phone.
Wow.
That will. Let's press 3. See what happens. Just want to see if there's.
Goodbye.
You bastards! How dare you? It did for whatever reason. It's tricky trying to get in there. But when we were in it yesterday, we had a couple of people that. It's going to give us the same stupid.
We're sorry.
Yeah,
the number you have dialed has been changed.
A couple of people were in there. Jericho was one of them.
Press 0.
And another dude was in there named Wolf.
No, it snowed out here and the roads are all slushy and slick.
Hey, y'all.
Ow.
Howdy. Who's in the
Hello.
in the conference call? Oh, hey. How many people are in here right now?
I think 4 of us, including you. 3.
Wow.
Grandpa hung up. I got rid of him.
We're all. I'm in Texas. Where are y'all at?
I'm over in Ohio.
I'm in.
You're in Ohio?
I'm almost to Oklahoma.
Yeah, are you Ohio? Yeah.
Wait a minute. You called so you're driving to Oklahoma?
Yes.
And what made you call this? What made you call the phone booth number?
Oh, I found it on Facebook. There was a whole video.
And
newbies.
If everybody can hear me, are you all first timers or like veterans of calling?
No.
No. Who just said no?
This is my third day.
So okay,
This is my 3rd day, and the other guy made the line.
Oh,
Yeah.
Who's on here that made the line? What's your name?
Me. Bob.
Bob.
I should have known it was Bob. So what is it?
Bob.
What is it about calling this phone number and talking to random strangers that is exciting or interesting?
I've been doing
It's
it
so
since
fun.
I've been a teenager. I think it's cool. You could meet with someone from like anywhere and just all walks away. We didn't have the internet in 1980s, so everybody had to find phones to play with.
Wait, so wow, you're old like me. Do you remember? Do you remember when the phone booth was still in the desert? And I don't know your name, but you remember when it was still.
I called it.
You did call it back when it was still in the desert?
Yeah, I got tapes of where I talked to people.
You'd record it?
Yeah.
And do you have like a collection of these
Years ago.
recordings?
Yeah. It's boring if you listen to them, really.
But it's interesting that you made tapes of these. It's interesting that you would decide to record them and keep like a catalog of them. How many do you have?
About 60 or something like a little over 50 of them.
I think that's pretty
But
cool.
they're all boring. I mean,
Oh, wow.
nothing got exciting until people started hating on each other. That's when it got fun.
Yeah, that's kind of funny you should mention that.
Otherwise, it's boring.
All right. If people are all getting along, there's no fun, is there?
Yeah.
It
makes for good
We
radio.
got a good group
listening.
going.
There you go. All right. Well, I just wanted to pop in. I just wanted to pop in and say, hey, y'all, because it fascinates me too. So y'all have a good day and be good to each other. All right.
Nice talking
You too. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Call back.
I will. Isn't that wild though? The guy
That's
brought
crazy. Turned it into a conference line. Yeah.
You can call that number anytime, and it's the number is 760-733-9969. Or just look up Mojave phone booth, and I guarantee you'll find the number online.
The fact that she found a video of it on Facebook and just decided to call. She said, "This is my third day. If you get lonely, just pick up the phone." What the hell?
Isn't that crazy though?
That's
speaking of crazy. Bring Brandon in because. Were you aware of the Mojave phone booth?
No, I was not.
You're going to do a story on it now, aren't you?
Person to tell me about it.
You're going to do a story on it. I already feel this. You wait a second. Hold on. You're not interested in a story where people call a random phone number, have no idea who they're talking to. We talked to a guy yesterday, Keith and I. His name was Jericho, and he said that, I think it was Jericho that said this. He says people will call and they'll start telling, because he calls all the time.
Life stories.
He said they will. I had one guy start telling me his life story and some awful things that had happened to him that, I would have trouble telling my best friend. But isn't that? I think that's a fascinating look at human nature. That we're willing to call
at,
a number.
Slice of life kind of story, yeah. But I don't write those. I write stuff about Grace Randolph. That's who I write about.
Too esoteric for you? Too cerebral?
Here's the thing for me, and this is, you might not know this about me. You might not. The audience might not know this about me, even though some of you have been following me for years. I love fiction writing. Love fiction writing. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I absolutely love the concepts of the cosmic made local. Right? So Explain that. I'm about to. If you are in the middle of the desert and suddenly you see a telephone booth, right? Mm-hmm. Your first, without even thinking about all the logistical ways it could have gotten there, your very first thought is going to be like, how did that appear there? Why? There's no reason why this should be here. Maybe there's a reason in the past that it was built there, but you don't think about that. You're focused on the here and now. There's this lit up phone booth in the middle of nowhere. You feel like you're drawn to it. You need to go in there and pick up that receiver. Why? That would be things that you think about. Now, what could be on the other end of that line? Who could be willing to talk to you? Could it be a group of people? Maybe. But what if it's something a little more cosmic? What if it's fate? What if it's someone on the other side trying to reach you? What if it's
like dead mama
from a different time?
I don't know, dude. This sounds like a Twilight Zone episode. It does.
Exactly.
Actually,
exactly.
That's what I would
write.
Twilight episode. There is.
I would write something along those lines.
He
would pick up the phone. The man would pick up the phone, and he would hear a message. It could be. It sounds nonsensical at the time. It could just be like, you
40 on never-ending story. 40
a never-ending
story.
Somewhere over the rainbow, and then it hangs up, and you're just like, what the hell? And then you think nothing about it, but then over the course of time, the phrase plagues you. Why is it? What does he mean? What did he mean by that? Why did it feel so personal? Why did it? And then one day you come across a situation where a rainbow is somehow involved, and it changes the course of history. I don't know.
At Santa Ana, horse race, rainbow in the third to win, and you put $100 on it, and you win $1 bazillion, and you retire, all thanks to a random phone booth in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Could be that.
And this has been going there. If you Google Mojave phone booth, there's that looks like the 80s. I guess it has been around since, I don't know when it originated, but it's been around. Those shorts scream 80s. But this thing has been around. It is a legend Art Bell made it infamous, and AJ just did a story on it, and so it's a second resurgence. Even though the phone booth is no longer there. Mm-hmm. It's just the phone number now that the guy bought and made it into a party line. But the guy that said, and he's right, it's boring until we start going at each other, which is what happened yesterday. A guy named Wolf from Georgia, he was primed and ready to fight. And it just, well, are you making fun of me? And it was ready to go off, which that's when it gets interesting, because if you're on there and everybody's, hey, what are you doing? I'm just driving. I'm making lunch. Well, that's boring. Come on, somebody fight. What is that about humans that we have that need to have something like that turn into fisticuffs for it to get to get the dopamine hit?
The only thing that I can think is that we as a species thrive on conflict. We advance the most when we are in conflict with each other, which is kind of weird to say, but it's true. I mean, if you look at the United States of America, most advanced country in the world, we are a war culture, believe it or not.
Like Klingons.
Kind of a little bit. We advance the fastest whenever we are at war. Whenever, and it doesn't have to be like war, like killing each other. I mean, like in competition, video games had, I'll give you a funny example. Video games exploded in technology whenever Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft were at war with each other. Whenever they were consistently trying to one-up each other and come out with the newest thing and the new technology. And you want to know something funny? That led to many revolutions in the Hollywood industry. So, I mean, it just goes to show you that the space race, perfect example, space race. We were trying to get to space before the Russians. You know how many things we invented that we now use in our everyday life that you don't even think about? You know how Invisalign, you know what Invisalign is?
We even faked the moon landing. Yes, I know.
You know what Invisalign is?
Invisalign was, yeah.
Okay. Invisalign is actually made of the same material that we use to put on the front of rockets that self-guide.
Really?
It allows them.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yep.
You millennials are smart.
Oh, yeah. We know everything.
Sorry, I didn't remember. Well, I have trouble putting people in classes, but apparently y'all are really good at like subdividing people into groups. And so I knew that.
No, that wasn't us.
Remember, I knew
no,
Rob
that wasn't us.
Mm-hmm.
That's not us. That wasn't.
Who was it?
That was boomers.
Whose was it? Oh,
boomers did that.
That wasn't us. I can't remember what I am. I'm on the cusp is all I know. I'm whatever is convenient, but it is, you brought up Grace Randolph, and you didn't you just write a piece on Grace?
I did actually.
Hang on a second. It is and the title of it is the BAFTAs. Let me put it over here where everybody can see it. The BAFTAs. You remember what the title of your article is?
Nope. I don't.
Good for you. The BAFTAs just showed us how shallow the virtue signal obsessed actually are.
There we go. Yeah,
and
that's it.
I assume you heard some of the Grace Randolph piece that I was playing.
When I pulled it up, I actually thought you were looking at my article.
I may have been.
Because I was talking about Grace Randolph yesterday in the article, and like she exemplifies, in my honest opinion, the people who are just, they're so ready to virtue signal and make themselves look like they're the most moral people in the room before they get any facts about anything else.
Yes.
I find that exhausting. It is absolutely exhausting, but these people
and yet
exist
fascinating.
in large quantity.
And yet fascinating.
Mm. It's a fascinating case study about people. I'll say that.
It's always the middle-aged white chick too. Is it not?
I don't know.
Remember
how
the chick behind the Somali? Well, she's 30, and I mean, a lot of people die at 60. That'd make her middle-aged.
I guess that's true.
But remember the chick in the Somalia press conference where he said that they'd been broken into, and the paperwork was stolen, or the white chick behind him.
Yeah.
Yes, it all sounds perfectly plausible to me, and I can't believe there's so many racists wanting to break into the Leering Center and steal the paperwork. I'm so behind you.
Yeah.
I don't know if she and Grace were related.
I need to look good to my peers, kind of thing. So I need to put on a performance. You know where they do this? You know where they do this a lot? Like it's almost a part of their life at this point in time. North Korea. North Koreans put on a grand show when it comes to anything that has to do with the Kim administration that like you watch the funeral of Kim Il. Was it Kim Il Sung? I think it was Kim Il Sung.
One of them. They all look alike.
Watch the funeral footage, and you'll see as the car passes by, these people are just they're like screaming in pain. They're oh my god, I can't believe it. Here's the thing: you learn later that if they did not seem sad or upset enough, they were killed. I'm not kidding. Like they punished them for not being sad enough.
That does not surprise me.
And I mean, like if you look
North
at
Korea,
this, if you look at just like North Korea funeral footage, Kim funeral or whatever.
right here. I found the perfect image.
Yes, right there.
That is it. You are absolutely dead nuts on, dude. You are. That is.
Yeah. The
look at
the video of it,
even
of
pushing
the
her out of the way.
passing by.
She's pushing chick out of the way. She's like, no, I'm more mournful than you are.
I need to see this verse. My Kim, my leader, my great leader. No! You know. No, it's not women. It's not just women either, dude. Like I swear to you, everyone do this on your own time because I feel like we'd be searching YouTube forever if we tried. There were dudes who were like making the same exact face, screaming into the air. And like it's just crazy, but this is kind of the mentality that this radical left has, and it's here in America. It just looks a little different. Here it looks like a virtue signal, you know. Here you're putting on a performance in order to look like you're the best moral person in the room who cares the most about all these oppressed people. So you will throw your personal, even in the face of being proven absolutely wrong and making you look like an idiot. You will do whatever it takes to make it look like you are one of the good ones. I am going to stand my ground and make sure you understand that I think that all of this is absolutely awful. Oh, I don't care if he had Tourette's. The word alone is just, it's so awful that anyone would ever utter something like that, whether they could help it or not. You know?
Right. I don't care how Tourette's works. It was wrong.
Exactly.
Wait.
Exactly.
Wait.
Don't
Grace,
care.
I think you're missing the point here. Right.
Yeah.
I don't care how fire works. It shouldn't, or does she?
No, I think she, no. I think she absolutely does know how it works. There it is.
Poster of Jong-il rolled along, leading the funeral procession. The scenes of mass grief were displayed across the North Korean capital as the cortege drove through the streets heading for the square named for his father and the country's founder, Kim Il-sung. People wailed and screamed and beat their chests as the cars passed by.
It's always tragic when a tyrant dies, isn't it? I mean, it really truly is. It's just and gone too soon.
For a fact that like once the eyes were off of them, you know, like the important eyes were off of them, you're like, ah!
What's for lunch? Right.
Gotta go back home and starve some more.
Right. It's
that's the left.
Sorry, back Grace Randolph. But Grace Randolph, so you think she gets it? You don't think she's you don't think she's brain dead? Do you think she's sly like a fox?
I think she's sly like a fox. I think many of these people are sly like a fox, like you know, like Bryan Krasenstein on X. You know, he's not that thick. He knows what he's doing.
But he's like this tall.
Yeah, he's part of the Lollipop Guild, and you know, you don't be a part of the Lollipop Guild unless you actually have some sort of, you know, mental acumen there.
Freebie 38. Thank you for the tip. Leftism is definitely a way worse mental condition than Tourette's.
Agreed.
Agree or disagree? Agreed. Yeah, I think you're right. It's for her to say something as stupid as I don't care how it works. It was just, and to be out there because the dudes were like, didn't they come out and say we get it? I mean,
yeah.
No.
Jamie Foxx. I think one of the guys might have been cool with it, but like he was like he got it. But like Jamie Foxx and I think Michael B. Jordan said something too, or it was like, ugh. I think he said something like disgusting, and it's like, guys, I know for a fact it was explained to them after. It was just like it was explained to Grace Rudolph and Randolph.
Wasn't it
like
explained to them before?
I'm pretty sure the audience, or at least the audience, it was explained to them before it happened.
It was explained to them before and even like while it was going on. So like
if anybody was caught off guard, it was Delroy Lindo. That's who I think it was caught off guard. But Michael B. Jordan seemed to be okay. Yeah.
Here's the other thing though
Delroy
that I think is
Lindo.
really interesting because you guys are conspiracy theorists.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
it's
more
very
of an observer
interesting
than a
that
theorist.
He is this guy was put in the front row, very well knowing that stuff was going to happen. A lot of stuff got blurted or beeped out or delayed because it was on a tape delay.
Right.
And only that thing got through. Only that word got through.
I totally believe that it was planned. They knew it was going to happen. The BAFTA's ratings have been going down for years, and they were like, oh, gold. Watch this.
Well,
put him in the front row.
I don't think it was to promote the BAFTAs. I think it was to promote the movie.
Whatever.
Because
but that's the industry. The BAFTAs are the industry.
Just shouts the word. He shouts the word. Suddenly there's a bunch of you think pieces left and right about it. I wrote one, next thing. And I included it. Well, why was the guy there? Well, he was there because he was promoting his movie that was about him called I Swear. And then, I Swear. Oh yeah. People are saying it's a very good movie. Blah, 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 blah. Next thing you know, I Swear gets like a box office of $1 bajillion because people want to see why
wasn't it up for an award?
What the guy who shouted the N-word was doing all his life. It's genius marketing. You don't get any better than that, man. You just shout the N-word and everyone pays attention to you. Suddenly,
look what it did for Kramer.
Your movie.
And you can't get that reaction if you get up and shout "gay retard."
Exactly. Everyone loves
gay retard homo.
Yeah.
And then no one, all they do is say, shut up, sit down. But gay retard homo.
They're going to be
if
like,
you throw fag in there, does that help?
Here in the LGBTQ plus LBGI21A two-spirit community, and we'll be like, you're always outraged. Shut up. We don't care.
We
but
have not heard from the two-spirit community.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. That's why we don't let any others become weaponized. But where is the two-spirit community lately? I've not heard from them.
I think the Native Americans chased them off the reservation because they said, that's our thing. You can't have it. And now they're quiet.
Did you see the black chick in Chicago call Brandon Johnson a Negro, and he shut the whole thing down? He's like, "You unless you clean up your language." You're like, wait, hold on. When did Negro become a bat? You can't say Negro? Holy shit, my Negro! What the? You can't say that? It was you didn't see
what
her,
is it?
Huh?
Isn't that like the Spanish word for black?
Yep.
It's negra.
It's negro. Negro. Well, I guess if you gender it, yes. If something of the female gender would be negra, maybe, or is it all maybe negro?
I think it's negro. It's negro because it's
negro?
a color. It's a color. There is no gender to that specific word.
You're such a
well. Guess what?
Negro.
I've seen black Negroes and female Negroes.
Isn't that a redundant phrase? I've seen black Negros.
Yeah, I feel like you're saying it twice.
Why are you such a racist? Oh, hell, look at the time. The Brandon Morse on the Twitter, at Redstate on YouTube. Anything special on YouTube that's happening for you right now? You got 15
I'm
seconds.
about to release tomorrow, if all things go well, a video about Lionel Baratheon, how I think that he is one of the best masculine displays I have seen written into a show in a very long time from A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms.
Game of Thrones. Yeah. I was going to say, let's talk about that next week too, because I've not seen that yet. And I would love to. All right.
Love to.
All right. I love you. I miss you. Be well. Bye.
Is that it? That's it.
What do you mean it's let's go?
What if that wasn't it?
It was it. I looked at the clock just as I said, is that it?
That's it. We squeezed the lemon for as much juice as we could get running down the leg on today's Daily MoJo for Thursday. Good grief, it's the 26th day of February, the year of our Lord 2026. And let's find out if you learned anything. Freebie 38, Ron is such a misogynist. I know, right? Why do you hate black women, Ron?
I love black women.
It's why do you objectify black women, Ron?
I love all women.
You are such a man whore. But then I repeat myself. Let's see here. Hobo Joe 61. Why do I flash back to Team America? Totally underrated movie. I'm Ronry. That movie needs to make. We should do a watch party with that. Let's see over on the X. If you're weeping and wailing but not gnashing your teeth, are you really in mourning? Says Peekapool. That is an excellent point, and I think that it's worth the death penalty in North Korea. In the First Amendment room, let's see here, pecan pie, Airman 66. Yes, it was a lot more fun arguing over the phone when you could slam the receiver down. No kidding. Right. If you slam your phone down now, you end up like it cost you $1,000. Don't do it. What can I say? Other than we the people must hang together, otherwise we shall surely hang separately. 6 separate Tyrannus. Resist stupid and good night. What's his name? Doc Thompson.
Wherever you are.
That's what I like.
Watch and listen at thedailymojo.com.